You're welcome to the sports segment here on AM Show. My name is Benedict Usu. Well, we have to lighten up a bit in a midst of coronavirus and everything. But we talk sports this morning. Asante Kotoko could be thrown out of the Ghana Premier League should they fail to comply with a FIFA order to pay Tunisian side that's Esperance $180,000. Asari Bediako has the rest of the story.
Of just 18 days to settle the long-standing debt or risk losing their status as a Premier League side, FIFA has ordered them to pay Tunisian side Esperance by April 6 over the contentious transfer of former Brecum Chelsea star Emmanuel Clotte, who is now with Accra Great Olympics. Just a background to the story. Kotoko sparked their own woes when they reported Esperance to FIFA, claiming the transfer fee of their former midfielder Kwame Bonsu was still unpaid. But Esperance hit back, responding to FIFA to remind them that Kotoko had still not paid the $180,000, which led to the letter from the world governing body to Kotoko. According to our checks, the management of Kotoko are struggling to find the documents for Clotte's transfer after he joined the club from Esperance 5 years ago under controversial circumstances.
All right, so let's get more perspective to this story. Let's go over to the phone lines and speak to Kennedy Boachan, who is Communications Director of Asante Kotoko. Ken, thanks so much for your time. I mean, some fans hearing this this morning and also reading it on other portals definitely will be jittery and say $180,000 to Esperance. Why? What have we done? We've actually explained what the club has done in terms of why this money must go to Esperance. But what do you have to say to this?
Your line is a bit faint, but if I heard you right, I'm sure you're asking about the issue between Kotoko Esperance and then.
Absolutely.
Okay. So basically, it's actually an inherited case by the new management or the current management of Asante Kotoko. The issue actually happened in 2015. And we were sent to FIFA by Esperance for inducing player Emmanuel Clotte.
Exactly.
And judgment was passed against Asante Kotoko.
Yeah.
So we're asked to pay $180,000. And now, we last year we transferred Kwame Bonsu to Esperance for a fee of $150,000. What I can say for now is that I can't actually explain much of the matter because we have also written to FIFA. We actually have also employed the services of a consultant. And based on his advice, I actually having some discussions with Esperance. I can assure the supporters that all the negative stories that they are hearing about this matter are not actually not get to that point. Because the fact of the matter is that failure to pay the money, what happens is that Kotoko
will be thrown out of the league.
That point. The first answer is that Kotoko with that points with the other from our points with up. Anytime we play a game. And then after some time, if you're unable to pay, transfer ban will be placed on the club. And the last option is that the club will be relegated to a lower division. But I can also assure our fans that we actually work around the clock to get this issue resolved. So they should rest assured that all these answers actually we're much happy to Asante Kotoko.
Ken, thanks so much for your time this morning. So that was Kennedy Boachan, he's spokesperson of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, allaying the fears of the fans that issues and stories that they could be relegated to the lower division should they fail to pay Esperance that $180,000. He says the club are on it and will ensure that it won't get to that point. Well, away from Asante Kotoko, we can confirm that former Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah has returned everything to the FA and the state. They gave him during his tenure. Now, exactly a week ago, I announced there that the Toyota Land Cruiser, the FA gave Coach Appiah. He has returned it this week. We've also been told that he has returned the keys to the airport apartment. Well, he's therefore demanding an outstanding salary arrears of over $175,000 from the FA. Now, Drew Safo, who is an executive council member, tells us they have forwarded Coach Appiah's letter to the sports ministry.
If they are not paying the coach, the ministry will pay the coach.
So at this point, the letter Kwesi Appiah sent to the Ghana FA, he should have sent it to the ministry instead?
Well, if by then the doors of the ministries were closed, it was sent to us, we have forwarded it to the ministry, so the ministry have it.
The doors of the ministry were closed?
I'm just playing it sarcastically.
So Drew Safo is an executive council member of the Football Association. These are not normal times following the spread of COVID-19. Now, for the Ghana Premier League, this weekend actually would have been week 16 across the various league centers in the country. Now, with clubs not getting gate proceeds to settle players' salaries and other expenses, while Hearts board member Dr. Nyaho Tamakle is urging the fans to assist them financially.
If clubs can manage the financial aspect of the boys, that will be very good. You can't just ask them to go home.
Yeah.
They go home, there's nothing that they are going to do. Most of them depend entirely on the football, not just themselves, but even their families. There's one thing that I've been thinking about also, at least as far as our club is concerned, as a football is concerned, I think it is time now we see what supporters can do for us. I've seen it happen before. What supporters can do, I'm talking about financial assistance. If they really want to be part of the whole exercise, which I believe they are, this is the time for them to assist financially. And I believe whatever contribution supporters can come, because we have them in numbers, whatever contribution supporters can come out will help the club tremendously, and that will help also the players.
Tamakle of Accra Hearts folk urging the fans to help them financially in these abnormal times. Well, we still have to stay with coronavirus and talk about its effective impact on sports. In the country, as I speak to you, there is no Ghana Premier League, as I mentioned earlier, no Division 1, the Women's League, all on hold. Well, Kumasi Asante Kotoko should have played in Interlice at the Accra Sports Stadium on Monday. Tego, who is a businessman at the Accra Sports Stadium, well, stocked up his fridge and other things for that game against between Asante Kotoko and Interlice, but that didn't happen. Well, my colleague George Adi Jr. has been looking through the effects of this on businesses, especially those that sell at the various stadia.
Those people who play handball, the patronagers, they buy our water, they buy our food, they buy our drinks. None, there's a suggestion on them not to come again because of coronavirus. People who train in the sports who don't come at the same time, but they come in few numbers from time to time. Those who can come in the morning come. Those who can also train in the afternoon also come. And those who train in the evening. Now there's a suggestion that all of them should stop as a result of coronavirus. It will make a situation very difficult for us.
On a regular Ghana Premier League day, Tego Kitchen Services simply is very, very busy. We've got fans coming in trying to get something to eat before the game, during the game, and sometimes after the game. I have to say business was at its peak in the season because up to 5 teams play their home games here. The likes of Inter-Allies, Accra Hearts, of course, Great Olympics, Legon Cities and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. That means a lot of revenue was coming in. There was bad news for Tego Kitchen Services on Sunday.
I've come into your homes again this evening to provide an update, as I promised, on the measures taken by government to combat the coronavirus pandemic.
When the president announced that, look, all public gatherings must cease because we're trying to curb the spread of coronavirus.
Stadium business succeeds on the number of people who patronage events.
We're here to just find out how that suspension has affected business down here. No football. Passion of the nation almost struck out by the deadly coronavirus, and the football fraternity remains shuttered with many uncertainties, unsure about when football resumes, and even more worrying, the uncertain economic climate for businesses connected to football.
Torosios Nyama Kobran Tego, Barry Benedictus, Nia Tego.
How long have you been working here? How long have you been in the stadium?
I grew up here. I've been in the stadium more than 3 decades. I started as toffee seller, and then toffee and biscuit seller. I come through the stadium, through the gutter from the race course side, and by dint of hard work and God blesses, this is how far God has brought me. And when the stadium was closed for renovation for Camp 2008, I had the opportunity to follow Accra as a folk to engage in a number of friendlies with the Liberty for Professionals. And one of the encounter, I realized that there's a business opportunity because there was no water, there was no drink, and the people have to walk from the stadium outside. And at a point, I have to be saying, whilst I was selling my toffees and biscuits, I have to be saying to go and buy water for the people. So I realized.
So COVID-19 is affecting everything. Well, all you need to do is to stay safe out there. Keep washing your hands. If you are unable to wash your hands, just get a hand sanitizer for yourself. Well, that's how we end sports this morning here on the show. I'm Benedict Osu. Thanks so much for your company. The show continues after this short break. Don't go away.